Good evening, everyone. You're listening to Red Pill 78. I am the Corruption Detector, and this is your Red Pill News. Here we have a follow-up to the story, the tragic story, about those kids from Covington Catholic High School who were smeared by the press. They received death threats. They were also hailed by the press as some type of terrible racists. It wasn't true. None of it was true. They did not do what they were accused of. And the student, one of the students who was particularly targeted by the media, has released a statement. Now, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want YouTube to say that I am trying to target him. But this young man, you can see his name on the screen, the Covington Catholic High School student who has been targeted by Democrats, leftist celebrities, and creepy journalists, has released a statement about the incident in which a Native American man harassed him and banged a drum in his face. He explained that prior to the Native American man confronting him, a group of African American protesters had confronted he and his friends. The protesters said hateful things. They called us racists, bigots, white crackers, the F word, and incest kids. They also taunted an African American student from my school by telling him that we would harvest his organs. I have no idea what that insult means, but it was startling to hear, the statement explained. Sandman continued, the student continued, because we were being loudly attacked and taunted in public, a student in our group asked one of our teacher's chaperones for permission to begin our school spirit chants to counter the hateful things that were being shouted at our group. The chants are commonly used at sporting events. They are all positive in nature and sound like what you would hear at any other high school. Our chaperone gave us permission to use our school chants. We would not have done it without obtaining permission from the adults in charge of our group. The student explained that at no time did he hear any student chant anything other than the school spirit chants. Our chants were loud because we wanted to drown out the hateful comments that were being shouted at us by protesters, the student explained. He then said after a few minutes of chanting, the Native American protesters, who he hadn't previously noticed, approached his group accompanied by someone with a camera. The protester everyone has seen in the video began playing his drum as he waded into the crowd, which parted for him. I did not see anyone try to block his path. He locked eyes with me and approached me, coming within inches of my face. He played his drum the entire time he was in my face, he recalled. To be honest, I was startled and confused as to why he had approached me. We had already been yelled at by other groups of protesters, and when the second group approached, I was worried that a situation was going out of control where adults were attempting to provoke teenagers. The teenager said he believed that by remaining motionless and calm, he was helping to defuse the situation. I said a silent prayer that the situation would not get out of hand, he wrote. When he left to get on the bus, the student believed that he had diffused the situation by remaining calm and was thankful nothing physical happened. I was not intentionally making faces at the protester. I did smile at one point because I wanted him to know that I was not going to become angry, intimidated, or to be provoked into a larger confrontation. I am a faithful Christian and practicing Catholic, and I always live up to the ideals my faith teaches me, to remain respectful of others, and to take no action that would lead to conflict or violence, he said. There is his full statement here. I will leave this link in the comment below, you guys, so that you can check it out. But, you know, you can see he wrote a lot. He wrote a lengthy statement. This kid is traumatized by what's happened to him. This is all too common. You know, the left attacks us for being who we are, and then they try to turn it around to try to say that we are somehow in the wrong. Well, you know, I don't see the right going after the left. I see the left coming after the right, and when I see things happen, I see the right responding to the left. And more often than not, it's like this young man right here, this gentleman, this young kid in high school with excellent character, okay? He could have just walked away, but he thought that he was doing the right thing by standing his ground and smiling and letting that gentleman with the drum know that he was not going to react. And they took that and they vilified him. They made him look like something out of World War II Germany. This is disgusting. The way that they treat us is disgusting. But you know what? The way they treat us, it says everything about them, and it has nothing to do with who we are. We know that we are right. We know that we are anointed by God. We know that we are not the people who are out there making trouble, causing problems. We are not the people that are shouting vile things at groups of other people, blaming them for being who they are by birth. That's not us, all right? And we are not all a homogenous group, all right? This kid showed right here there were children of other races, not just European people in his group, and they were attacked for being in this group, and they can't help that. They can't help what their parents send them to school, and they shouldn't have to. They should not have to explain away what they are and why they are there. Their faith should be enough, and the people who are taunting them are the ones who need to be called to count in this respect. I want to thank everyone for joining me for this update on the Covington High School student debacle caused by the mainstream media, the fake stream media, fake news. These kids don't deserve this. These kids do not deserve the way that they have been treated. And I sure hope that everybody who reacted violently to this situation without knowing any of the facts gives them an apology. And if they don't, I hope that we see them in court.
They come from the shadows